Nigeria is a land rich in mineral resources, from oil and gas to gold, tin and limestone. But unlocking these riches and harnessing them for the benefit of the Nigerian people is no easy task. That's where the Nigeria Geological Survey Agency and its Director General, Dr. Abdul Razak Garba, come in.
The Nigerian Geological Survey Agency is an agency set up with the mandate of generating, interpreting, archiving geoscience information for public good. And this we do basically through some of our geological activities such as geological mapping, geochemical mapping, geophysics, ground geophysics, airborne geophysics, hydrogeological studies, and so on and so forth. The Geological Survey as an institution is one of the oldest institutions we have in this country, based on the fact that it was established in 1919, which makes it more than 100 years old. And in doing this, in the last few years, we have anchored our programs on three prongs. Basically, one, geoscience data generation, for economic diversification and national development. We also have what we call infrastructural development, which includes acquisition of tools and infrastructure for us to be able to perform our function. The third one is capacity development, essentially because this is an institution that needs people with high skills. And also with the nature of the Nigerian Geological Survey, with a staff strength of about 600 staff, half of this being technical staff, basically geoscientists, capacity development is one of the things that keeps the system going.
The NGSA, under the leadership of Dr. Garba, was established in 2006 to provide accurate and up-to-date geological information and data, promote the exploration and exploitation of mineral resources, and provide technical and advisory services to the Nigerian government and the public.
You will note in recent times we also published some of our activities because NGSA is a bridge between the academia and the industry. And what this means is this: we do the research of the academia and also provide information that is suitable for the industry to use, to leverage upon to develop the mining sector. And this we have been doing well in the last 3 to 4 years because the government has fully supported us in getting the necessary tools to perfect our acts or to do our job. In recent time also, we have been carrying out a baseline geochemical survey to provide necessary information for exploration, for land use, and also for agriculture and environment. And this we have succeeded in adding to what we have done before, and some more cells in the country have been mapped. Based on this, the Nigerian Geological Survey also, as an institution with background of acquiring data for more than 100 years. In these days of technology, hard copies of information is not only enough. We need soft copy, which we investors can play around with. Also, it is also very necessary for archiving some of our information that we have generated. And this Geodata Center is a perfect solution to archiving of geoscience data in the country.
Dr. Garba is a seasoned economic geologist who rose through ranks to become the Director General of the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency in 2019. Through its work, the NGSA is helping to promote the sustainable development of Nigeria's mineral resources by providing technical advices that will promote best practices in mining.
Mining is driven by availability of data, and this data set must be quality data sets. So that is why NGSA is the home where you have highly qualified, skilled staff working in an establishment. Our activities, like I mentioned earlier on, is mainly carried out in very, very remote areas of the country.
The agency is ensuring that Nigeria's mineral wealth is harnessed in a responsible and sustainable way. The NGSA, under Dr. Garba's guidance, has collaborated with different national and international organizations and partners to enhance its capacity and expertise in the field of geosciences.
I can tell you that Nigeria has an organic gold system that is completely untapped, which is a great opportunity. Today, our activities and the intensive exploration activities that have taken place on these particular areas have unlocked a lot of hidden potentials. We were able to drill down to about 250 meters in depth and collect samples on various minerals. Now, Nigeria is really promising in gold, is promising in wolframite, at least for the areas that we have covered ourselves. Equally, we had a lot of anomalous zones on nickel, cobalt, and platinum group elements. The assay results from the laboratories came very promising, which will definitely encourage the international community to look at these particular projects and show interest in developing these areas into taking them into the exploitation stage.
NGSA has partnered with China Geological Survey, CGS, on geodata and geochemical mapping, with Curtin University in age dating, with OHNUMM in capacity development on phosphate, with PANAF Geo Project in training of young geosciences, and with Gambian government in technical cooperation for the institutional transformation of the Gambian Geological Department into an agency, amongst others. By sharing knowledge and working with partners around the world, the agency is better able to carry out its mandate and serve the people of Nigeria. Thanks to the work of the Nigeria Geological Survey Agency and its Director General, Dr. Abdul Razak Garba, Nigeria's mineral wealth is being unlocked and harnessed for the benefit of the country's economy and people.
We talk of economic geology. As you can see from the name, we are talking economic. We are looking at aspect of how mineral can be mined and processed and be sold at profit. That's what makes the economic of it. So that's why we are saying, you see, when we talk of minerals, there are a lot of mineral resources, but it might not be economically viable. So all we are talking of economy is that you are able to work on a particular commodity, you put in some money on it, and you look at it over a period of time, you'll be able to make your returns and at a profit, which means you consider the issue of your machinery, you consider overhead, so many factors you use to design whatever you want to do to mine this commodity, and by the time you do it, you sell it as a finished product, and whatever you come out of it is going to be mined and sold at profit. That is basically what economic geology is. So we are looking at specific minerals that you can mine at profit, basically.
With Dr. Garba's simple priority approach in providing actionable geoscientific information, ensuring the agency has the necessary equipment, and constantly training and retraining its professional geoscientists.
Part of our support to ensure that we have adequate information for exploration purposes, NGSA about 3 years ago embarked on what we call geochronology and age dating of Nigerian rocks and minerals. This, in essence, in a layman's language, is to put it this way: when you know the ages in which a mineral is formed, so you can adequately predict or go for exploration in rocks that have similar ages with the time those minerals were formed. So we have concluded activities and determined the ages of rocks and some minerals in northwestern part of Nigeria. We have commenced activity on the north central part of Nigeria with some part of southwestern part of the country. Also, as part of our social responsibility, you will recollect that some times ago we have what we call earth tremor in Nigeria. In the last between the last 3 or 4 years, we have been able to acquire and install what we call the standard seismograms to monitor earth tremor and earthquakes in the country. We have the headquarters or the command and control center in the headquarters in Abuja here. We have one in Ilorin, that's NGSA office in Kwara State. We have one in Kaduna, that's in our NGR laboratory. We have another one in Kefi in Nasarawa State. Recently, we acquired 2 more, and one of them is already installed on Katampe Hill to increase the density we have in Abuja. Then the 6th one will be installed in Ibadan to monitor the axis around Shaki, because we always have what we call some seismic activities along those lines. And so far so good. The GORAP series of seismograms we installed is the type that is being used in BGS and USGS. And currently, our seismic stations, the 5 of them in working condition now or installed, they are already supplying information to the International Seismic Network. What this means is that the seismograms we have in Nigeria are contributing information, and we adequately monitor even the earthquakes that happen across the world.
With the right resources and partnerships, the NGSA can help to unlock even more of Nigeria's mineral potential, creating jobs, driving economic growth, and promoting sustainable development across the country. Dr. Abdul Razak A. Garba has made significant achievements as the head of the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency, NGSA, particularly in the area of data generation and archiving for national development.
I think first and foremost, I must give it up to the NGSA and, by extension, the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development. The NGSA has basically moved from being what I may consider, pardon me, an academic institution to a more investor-friendly institution. Because our experience is, because while interacting with Dr. Garba and his team, what we learned and what we focused on was moving from the basic theory of the academics, right, of gathering data to gathering data for investment purposes. And this is what NGSA is doing now, and we must applaud them for it. This is, in a sincere sense, what NGSA is doing right now, in collaboration with other companies like ours, is moving from the academic investigation to investor-friendly investigation, where you have moved from intangibility to tangibility, where you're not only saying, oh, I have 100 million metric tons of this. No, you want to see it. You want to see the chemistry. You want to see the geophysical results. You want to see the disposition. You want to see the extent. You want to see the reserve. This is what the investor is talking about. This is what the investor is interested in. And basically, what we have done is develop the primary data required to point the investor in the right direction, so the investor can now take up the risk from that point. Because as you do geological work, what happens is that you keep de-risking, reducing your risks. That's what we've been doing. And NGSA has really moved from that point where it was all about deposits to reserves, chemistry, quality, quantity.
Overall, it's been a very positive experience working with NGSA. Their staff are very willing, very able, very capable. We were working in some very remote areas, places that are 4 hours, 5 hours from the nearest village. We had no complaints through the entire project. We had at some point 20, 30 NGSA staff with us. Everywhere we would go, they would go. They would also have a wealth of knowledge and guidance. A lot of them have studied these areas, and they were able to give us knowledge. We were able to give them knowledge on some of the industrial practices. So from the top down, for any challenges we'd had, the management would always help us. One instance, the DG was able to give us a letter to go into a certain community where we were having challenges. Maybe the villagers didn't trust what we were coming to do. So we reported back. He gave us a letter and one of the staff, and we were able to smooth out things with the community, which made the whole experience very positive.
On staff capacity development, which is one of the 3-pronged action line we have been taking since we came into office, We have been developing the capacity of our staff because in this aspect or in the activities of Nigerian Geological Survey, it is important you continuously build the capacity of your staff to meet the challenges of the time and also to meet with the requirement in the international community. We have different levels of capacity development, technical capacity development for technical staff, and also training for our support staff in accounts and admin. For instance, we have a situation where we train people in geophysics, in JOC reporting to meet, to tidy up our exploration reports to meet international standard. We have also embarked on serious training capacity in our Kaduna laboratory so as to ensure that the Kaduna laboratory meets the international certification levels. And this we have been doing in collaboration with BRGM of France. We did in collaboration with British Geological Survey. The Standard Organization of Nigeria has also assisted us in the capacity development of our staff. Beyond that, training is not limited to short-term courses for our staff. We also have many of our staff doing postgraduate courses across Nigerian university, and some of them in collaboration with our international development partners, such as the China Geological Survey, the British Geological Survey, and some other development partners. They are doing their postgraduate courses, such as masters and PhD in these universities. NGSA, as a research institution and also an institution that is to provide information for the industry, we cannot relent on our efforts to make sure that we have a crop of staff that are very, very knowledgeable and using high-tech technology to generate geoscience information to meet the requirements of the industry.
A lot of improvement has occurred in the core shed. We have the repository core shed store, also domiciled in Kaduna. We have undergone different levels of capacity building in the area of core management. The capacity building has also enabled the staff to develop a policy document in core management. This and a lot more are the achievements of the visionary leader of the Director General of NGSA, Dr. Abdulrazak Garba. It has attracted a lot of investors into the agency, a lot of investors in the mining sector. It has brought in a lot of visitors who are requesting for some of our documents, some of our research materials. It has helped in developing the mining sector in Nigeria.
The agency has also produced several geological maps and updated the geology and mineral resources maps of the 26 states and the FCT. The just concluded National Integrated Mineral Exploration Project, NIMEP, was chaired by Dr. Abdulrazak A. Garba. The project, first of its kind, was designed to ensure the use of internationally competent persons, CPs, in the contract's execution and also in the consulting team to ensure compliance with international best practices. The project has so far yielded some of the current increase in the inflow of investment into the Nigerian solid mineral sector. Although mostly still in the exploration stage, the investment in terms of the inflow of cash into the sector has risen in recent times. This is a practical way a government shows a strong commitment to the development and growth of the solid mineral sector to diversify its economy.
These NIMEP projects were divided into lots. Others too, like lithium, barite, gold, and other minerals. They were categorized into about 5 lots. And lot A5 happens to be the one for iron ore project. And by the way NIMEP have been able to define or earmark the area where we will work, they divided the area of exploration into 5 blocks. And these blocks, block 1 covers Samfara axis, then block 2 cover the northeast area, then block 3 just Kaduna within the Beniguari area, then block 4, that's the basement part of the Kogi state, and then block 5, the sedimentary part where we have the Ulitic iron ore.
As at the time we started, we used to tell everyone that these are minerals of the future. I'm aware that with what NIMEP has done, companies and personalities like Elon Musk, who of course we all know is the electric car manufacturer of the world, is already talking to the ministry. Some other companies in the US and in the UK are already talking to the ministry and NGSA with respect to having to come and explore lithium in Nigeria. Now, like they say, if you don't scratch the surface, you wouldn't know how deep it is. So NIMEP has clearly exposed these potentials we have in the country. And then right now we are getting offers and co. Rapidlink, like was one of the contractors. And with the data submitted, there are a lot of interest. These interests have brought a lot of people here to buy data, to get to know where the lithium deposits are, and then begin to explore and take it further. Clearly, it's a plus for the country.
NGSA has published several reports under the current DG, including an assessment of graphite occurrences in Solawa, Birnin Gwari, Kaduna State, evaluation of Sokoto phosphate, evaluation of Nigerian brines resources, and the carbonate resources of Nigeria. Other reports published by NGSA include the Oban Massif heavy metals contamination in soils and water in Begega and Dareta, Zamfara State assessment of pegmatite bodies in Zamfara State, records of NGSA Volume 15 and 16, Bulletin of Gully Erosion in southeastern Nigeria. In addition to publishing reports, the NGSA has also produced various geological maps, including 32 sheets 1 to 100,000 geological maps published and 16 sheets in progress, 3 sheets 1 to 250,000 geological maps published, and 5 sheets 1 to 200,000 geochemical scale map. However, to continue this important work, it is essential that the agency receives adequate funding and support from the Nigerian government.
NGSA has embarked on a binge of drilling activities through the 3 new rigs that we have. We have 2 crawler-mounted rigs. We also have 1 truck-mounted rig. Deploying all this together, I'm sure you will agree with us that NGSA has been doing quite good in recent time and with the support of the federal government.
In conclusion, NGSA, under the leadership of Dr. Abdul Razak Garba, has made significant achievements in generating and archiving geoscience data for national development. The agency has published various reports, conducted geological mapping, explored and evaluated mineral resources, built the capacity of its staff and stakeholders, and collaborated with other agencies and institutions to achieve its mandate. These achievements are crucial to the development of the mining and solid minerals sector in Nigeria.